Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Next up, and before I do the next up, I will just remind everybody that this is a charity fundraiser, so please donate to the Bridget Alliance. They help pay for women's travel, for people's travel expenses. I'm sorry, I keep saying women because it's so permeating to the thing. I know there are trans men who can get pregnant as well. So it's people.
And non-binary people.
And non-binary people. Guys, gals, and non-binary
person
pals.
who, well, I can't get pregnant because I'm on birth control, but I'm capable of. So, yeah.
I mean, one of ours was the result of failure of birth control methods.
Ooh, don't tell me that. I'm scared.
Well, it was, I don't know what you're using, but it was, what's it called? The thing, the little prongy thing that they
just... Oh, the IUD?
Yeah, IUD, that's it. It was an IUD, and I guess the IUD shifted.
Yeah, so funny story. I have been, until now, getting the depot shot. And I've gained a lot of weight since 2020. And I finally went to my doctor. I said, last time I went to my doctor, they had me step on the scale. And I said, God damn it, hold on a second. And I took off my coat. Then I stepped back on the scale. And I said, son of a bitch. Which all the nurses got a real kick out of. But then I went to my doctor and I was like, man, I walk almost 30 minutes a day, every day. I don't eat that many sweets. What's going on? And she was like, well, the depot shot does cause weight gain. I was like, well, I wish you had told me that like 2 years ago. But yeah, let's switch birth controls. Thank you very much. So now I'm on the pill. Long story for no reason at all, but it's technically relevant.
Well, I've been snipped, and that was the best decision of my life. Well, one of them.
Oh, yeah. Smart man.
Yeah. And that came after the failure of the birth controls. Is like, okay, well, we were planning on a third anyway, so that's fine. We weren't quite ready for it yet, but it's okay. We'll take it. And then after that, it was like, we're not ready for a fourth.
No more. No more.
Let's just take care of that right there.
Yeah. Probably a smart decision.
Cut it off at the source.
I also have really painful menstruation. So as soon as the opportunity for like, oh, birth control. Yes, absolutely. I'm done with this. I am over it. Take it away.
Now, what if that was made illegal because it might potentially cause you to not have a baby when it's been fertilized?
That's so upsetting to think about. I gotta
like some people.
Some
people need that shit for their cramps.
Yeah, because I just have moderately painful menstruation. I don't have like actual menstruation disorders like some people do, where it's excruciating all the time.
Yeah. No, we're up to 197 with 5 donors.
Yeah. Keep it coming.
So just $303 more, and I'll throw in my 500. I won't do that on stream because there's a chance that like it'll pop up with my credit card number and everything.
Yeah.
On my screen capture.
That's not.
But I'll do it after the stream. Yeah. So anyway, the next topic, we did the transition thing earlier. So next topic, Christian nationalism is the single biggest threat to American religious freedom. Now this,
news?
Well, what's news here is what kind of struck me, and this is just like we're just going to breeze through this one. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but this is an interview with Amanda Tyler, who is the executive director of the Baptist Joint Committee for Religious Liberty. Now, just going by that name, that sounds messed up as fuck, because they have trained us that anytime we hear religious liberty or
what they really
family,
mean is religious
what they
dominance.
really mean is religious liberty for us and not anyone else. And family means no rights for anyone who is LGBTQ. But what these people mean when they say religious liberty is actually religious liberty. And this is the Baptist Joint Committee. So these are Baptists here, not Southern Baptists, because I know Southern Baptists are a bit weirder, but like these are Baptists. They're not exactly known for endorsing separation of church and state, but they formed a committee that's like, hey, it's getting a little out of hand. And right here, first question, what are the most pressing threats to religious freedom in the United States today? Tyler, the Baptist, says, I believe that the single biggest threat to religious freedom in the United States today is Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism is antithetical to the constitutional idea that belonging in American society is not predicated on what faith one practices or whether someone is religious at all. The political ideology that seeks to merge American and Christian identities is deeply embedded in American society and manifests itself in a number of different ways, some more obviously harmful than others. The most violent expressions, such as what we saw in the January 6th insurrection, get the most attention, but the more subtle ones, like state legislative efforts to promote the teaching of the Bible in public schools or to require the posting of "In God We Trust" in public schools and other public places, are also dangerous in that they perpetuate the false narrative that to be a true American one must be Christian, and often a certain type of Christian.
You know, it's as funny as it is to hear that from a Baptist. Even when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I was of exactly the same opinion. Like, to me, it was a no-brainer that if maybe it's because I was part of an extreme religion, but in my mind, it was like, it seems like it would benefit everybody if we kept religion out of politics and we just made sure that pluralism was a thing and everybody could do their thing and no particular thing was forced on anybody. Like,
now, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Jehovah's Witnesses are the ones that stay out of politics, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah. I wasn't really supposed to have political opinions. I was naughty.
Yeah. Like, I know the Mormons get involved in politics because their whole thing is that we're going to take over the country one day. And be, like, Mitt Romney was supposed to be that guy back in, I think it was 2012.
I sure was. I sure had a lot of political opinions for somebody who claimed to be politically neutral. Like, the only way in which I was actually politically neutral was that I didn't vote. But there also weren't any elections until that I could have voted in until after I left the religion. So I didn't even really not vote. I just didn't have the opportunity to. But I swore up and down that even if I could, I wouldn't have. But I had a lot of opinions.
Yeah. Well, like, that's the main thing that I want to get to here is that, like, the Christian nationalism is so bad that the Baptists are starting to call them out on it.
Yeah. Even religious people are like, you know, it seems like this is bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Except for a very small group of people. Well, and those people can kind of just do what they want. And that's not fair. Seems like everybody should just let everybody do whatever. And we shouldn't make one thing or one religion or one sect of a religion or one kind of religion dominant within the country.
Yeah.
Because that would be bad for everybody else.
So I have just started listening to, I thought it was apropos and I like to torture myself. Whoa, we got $455 now and 6 people. So somebody just donated. I have no idea. I'm not doing the math on the fly because I'm going to embarrass myself if I tried to do that. But yeah, somebody just donated a couple $100. So thank you. That's awesome.
Nice.
So now we're $45 away from me throwing in my $500 match. Yay. Anyway, what I was getting at was because I like to torture myself and do stuff like this that is apropos, I've started listening to the audiobook of Handmaid's Tale. And, like, I've never read it. I've never seen the show.
I've also never read it or seen the show. And I've thought about listening to the audiobook, but I'm like, do I want to make myself sad?
Right now, it would be very depressing. But one of the things that struck me about it, like, I'm not very far in, but I think they have an Orwellian thing going on. I haven't gotten to the reveal of this yet, but I suspect that the war that is constantly being fought against the insurgents or whatever. Ooh, we're up to $713 now. Somebody else threw in a couple hundred. Yay. So I have to throw in my $500 now. Awesome. So we're at $1,213 now, including my $500. Nice. Anyway, one of the things that stuck out to me was in this, in these insurrections that they're talking about, they're always talking about weeding out, like there's a Baptist faction that's fighting against them. And there's a Quaker faction that's, I don't think the Quakers are doing fighting because Quakers don't do that, but they're like helping people escape. Yeah. They're helping people escape or whatever. And so they'll go on Quaker hunts and stuff. And like, I suspect that eventually we're going to find out that these wars are manufactured to keep people in fear and feeling like they need to exist in that situation for their safety. Um, yeah, what was I getting at with that? Yeah, I guess just that kind of gives the point. Like the whatever sect ended up taking over in The Handmaid's Tale, they're Christian.
Yeah.
And they're fighting other Christians because the other Christians aren't Christian the same way as them. So freedom of religion is good for everybody. Like it's not just to protect the filthy atheists. It's to protect you guys as well. Well, you guys,
or
my
even
audience,
minority.
my audience
it's not
is probably
even just
not Christian,
for minority religions either.
No,
it's for literally everybody. Like if you're like, let's say you're Catholic, but then you've got, I don't know, some Protestant denomination is the prevailing one. It's like Catholicism is one of the biggest religions in the world, and you would still feel oppressed, and somewhat rightfully so. It just protects everybody.
Absolutely.
Also, side note, my pronouns are they, them, theirs, which I mention only because a couple of people in the chat have asked questions about me, but referred to me incorrectly. So I'm just clearing that up.
Yes, Rudy is one of the non-binary pals in the Guys, Gals, non-binary
I am a non-binary pal. I'm a non-binary pal of yours specifically.
Yes. All right, so that's basically all I wanted to get into on that.